Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Conor Gallagher of Lansing Catholic Football. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, Casey?
I'm doing well. So, how was this past season for you?
This past season was great. We had a 6-3 record in the regular season, and then we made it all the way to the state championship for the Division 6 level. We unfortunately lost, but somebody had to win, and we obviously didn't play our best game. So it was rough ending the season on that note, but there's a lot to look back on and a lot to be proud of for what happened this past season.
So, kind of tell me about the journey to, you got all the way there. I know obviously not the outcome that you wanted, but what was getting to the state finals like for you guys?
It was a lot of fun. It was really competitive. We saw our district, a lot of great competition. We drew Chesaning first round. They were undefeated at that point. We knew that they were going to be competitors. We ended up beating them at their place first round. And then we found out Ovid LC beat Almont in the first round. So then Ovid LC came over to our place to play for the district final, and we beat them by, I believe, 3 points. And it was good. It was a really good game, really competitive. They had eliminated us last year in the district finals, so it was good to get back at them. But like credit to them, they're a great team. Then next week we played Nuevo. We went to their place up. I think it was a little over an hour drive, and we beat them. We were up by a decent amount. Then they kind of pulled back in a little, um, but we ended up with the win. And then we went to Clare High School to play Boyne City High School, and we beat them in a competitive game. Definitely, I think we were up maybe 20-0 at halftime, or up by a significant amount, and then I think we won maybe 30-22 or 30-20, something like that. And so then I remember so much of that game. I remember my coach, Coach Baker, telling us that the semifinals are one of the most fun games you'll ever play, and you remember a lot of it. And looking back on it, I remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then get into state finals. It was really a surreal feeling, pulling up to Ford Field in the bus and walking through security, and then walking down the tunnel to your locker rooms, and then walking out on the field, just seeing like an NFL stadium. It was really cool. And obviously the game didn't go the way we wanted, but a lot to look back on for that season. A lot of good to look back on.
Yeah. So, coming into, the off season, how has it been going and just everything with that?
Yeah, the off season's been good. I'm playing basketball right now, so I'm on both JV and varsity teams for Lansing Catholic. I played mainly varsity in the beginning of the season, but decided it was better for me myself to play both JV and varsity to get different looks, because right now we're mainly a senior-led team, and so I didn't get as many competitive looks as I would if I played on JV, but I'm a good leader on JV as well. So I can get looks where I'm a big scorer and looks where I'm not as big of a scorer, but I can still do things here and there to help our varsity team. But basketball's going good. I'm in speed and strength training with my coach, Aaron Gumpert, over at M43 at Conquest Fitness in DeWitt. And I'm with my receiver trainer as well, Coach Pion, over in Detroit. And it's going well, definitely. I'm very excited for camp season, which is coming up soon, and then just to continue to grind to get ready for my junior season.
Yeah. So, you know, I know you're a receiver, but what is it like just to, be what's it like being a receiver and all that fun stuff?
Being a receiver, it's a lot of fun, definitely, but it's a very complex position. There's a lot of different things that go into it, and it's not just the running routes and evading defenders. It's knowing coverages, it's attacking leverage. You when you play the game of football, to really play it, you have to know it. And so that's what I've been working on a lot. I've been with my receiver coach, Coach Bion, for over a year now. And the way I've progressed from December after my freshman season to February after my sophomore season is incredible. Um, I've not only gotten better physically with my route running and the way I play, but also the mental side of the game that really gives you your competitive edge, and that will help you prevail in situations where it's not just the physicality that gets it done, that gets the job done. But playing receiver, I love it. I love making plays. That's what I like to do, and so that's just the way I've grown up playing this position. I play tight end as well. I played mainly tight end this past season with Lansing Catholic because that's just how our offense shook out, and I could do really well blocking while also catching passes because I have a big body, so that's where my coaches thought it'd be best for me to play that year. But it was a lot of fun, and we got a lot of great things done last season.
Yeah. Um, well, how many routes do you have to usually remember before a game?
How many routes? It quite honestly, I couldn't give you a straight up number, but it's really just being familiar with offense and certain tendencies that we used to run. So we run a lot of 10-yard basics, we run curls, we run seam routes, we run vertical routes, we run slants, we run hitches, we run 5-yard basics, things like that. And we're, I'd say, a pretty balanced team. Last year, my quarterback, Alex Fernandez, he did a really good job of helping our offense stay balanced. He also played linebacker, so he could run the ball pretty well, and he was definitely a hard guy to tackle. So our run game could get going, and then when the defense tried to hunker down on the run game, then we'd air it out to any one of our receivers who could make a play.
Yeah. So, for you, what did you feel like you improved on this past season?
What I improved on this past season, um, I would say a lot of blocking. I didn't really expect to improve so much on blocking this season, and while also playing within my frame and not playing out of control, but playing a lot of the tight end position. I go up against a lot of big defensive ends, and I improved so much from week 1 and week 2 when I wasn't in the game blocking as much, more just running passes or running routes and going out for passes. But then progressing through the rest of the season, I was blocking really talented tight ends from Ionia, from Boyne City, from any team we played. They were all talented, and so blocking definitely is a place I improved. And also, as I mentioned, playing within my frame, I made plays on balance, and I made plays where if I was off balance, I could find balance and continue to make yards after catch and things of that nature.
Yeah. So, like going into this off season, I know obviously you're in basketball mode right now, but what is what are the things that you just want to work on just to get better every day as a player?
Yeah, I want to work on my speed, most definitely. That's what I'm doing with my guy, Coach Gumper, over in DeWitt. We're doing all sorts of speed training and plyometrics and isometrics and things of that nature just to prime my lower body and upper body, getting them in sync to run faster and jump higher. Because speed is what I'm going to need at the next level. I also play 7-on-7 for Sound Mind Sound Body over in Detroit, and that is something we work on every week at training. We do a speed session before our 7-on-7 and 1-on-1 segment of training is working on speed, speed, speed. So getting faster is what I want to continue to improve on, while also my knowledge of the game. I know I've progressed a lot, as I said, from end of last year to end of this year, but I'm always looking to improve. And so that's what I would like to do going forward.
Okay, so you mentioned just, keeping like you're doing all these other things on top of basketball. Like, how do you have time for everything?
Time time is a crunch sometimes, definitely. A lot of late nights because I get it done in the classroom as well. 4.13 GPA. I'm at the top of my class currently. I'm in, I think, three honors classes and an AP class. So time can be a crunch sometimes. The weekends help, definitely. I don't always have a lot of wiggle room during the week because there are basketball practices and games along with homework. But I also, it's a lot of making time, putting certain time aside for also my spiritual life. I'm a Catholic. I do my best to improve my relationship with God, but also my social life. All my friends, they need, like, I need to balance, do my best to stay balanced.
Yeah.
So it is a challenge sometimes, but I just trust that God will take care of me. And so I'm not too worried about when things are a little out of balance. I know I'll be good.
Yeah. So of course coming into, this year, and because I go, football is just not about like the on the field stuff. It's all about like, trying to find like, because I know I'm pretty sure you want to find you want to continue football past high school and stuff like that. But
Yes.
so what's that been like just to deal with? Because it's not just on the field, it's off the field too.
Yeah. The recruiting process is definitely a beast. Um, and it's not just trying to tackle it head on, it's being intentional about what you're doing. So I'm currently being recruited by um, a few Division I schools. Michigan State stops by Lansing Catholic. I go to their camps. Toledo, um, Grand Valley also stopped by I think it was a few weeks ago. Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan. So schools in this area, but also I have a few contacts out on the West Coast for USC and UCLA because I just recently took visits there with my 7-on-7 team. And so I have, and also down on the Atlantic coast at the University of Miami, I'm getting to know coaches all across the country. And so just the more I continue to progress, I'll get myself out there because I am a brand. So I have to push my brand out there. And so I'm very excited for what this next year is going to hold regarding my recruitment. But I'm also just going to see how my relationships would develop with these coaches I've gotten to know.
Yeah. Okay. So like how do you like mentally get ready for a football game?
For a football game, getting mentally ready, I often try to not maybe sit or stand in silence or in a calm, relaxed state because I know that I can play the game and I know how to play the game. So I can trust myself. I'm not worried about what's going to happen because I know I'm able to get it done. I'm able to get the job done. So it's a lot of just calm, relaxed. Maybe I might have music on. I might just be silent with my headphones, but it's good. Yep, it's good the way I prepare because, as I said, I'm not worried about how I'm going to play because I trust that all my prior preparation, previous preparation will be enough to allow me to perform.
Okay. And final thing, when do you think, going in, what are your like just goals? Just what do you want to accomplish before we start before, when first official practices start in August?
First official practices, I want to. I know this isn't exactly specific, but I want to get stronger and faster.
Yeah.
And however fast that might be, that could be improving my 40 time, improving my 20-yard shuttle. It could be improving my weightlifting, things like that. But also um, keeping a steady mindset because our standards don't change. We were, um, as I said earlier, we're a senior led team in basketball, but this past season we were also a senior led team in football. We're graduating several seniors. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's a lot of seniors. And so, but our standards aren't going to change. We're still aiming to win a state championship, just as we were last year. And so, I'm just ready to go to work with my brothers at Lansing Catholic, and so we want to get the job done.
All right. All right. Well, Connor, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck this off season. We'll catch up with you before the season starts.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Casey.